Us through the process of choosing Oklahoma and why Coach Venables in this program.
Yeah, it was obviously a very hard decision leaving a program like Michigan, but just the draw here was, like you said, Coach Venables, the success he's had on defense over his years, and especially linebackers. And that's just my ultimate goal is to one day get to the NFL, and I just felt like coming here and under this coaching staff with him and Coach Dryling would help me, develop the best I could and get to the NFL.
Obviously, a coaching change at Michigan, but how big was that relationship with Coach V in making your ultimate decision?
Yeah, it was big. Obviously, he showed a lot of interest in me and showed me that he wanted me, and that was a big part of me, wanting to come here. I didn't want to go anywhere if the coach didn't want me to come here, so that was a big factor for sure.
I know recruiting portal is a lot different than when you grew up in high school, but what does it say when Brett comes to visit you at your home instead of just waiting for you to come out here?
Yeah, it played a big part. It was obviously, he's super well known, or he kind of has with them. So like it meant a lot for him to come out and see me in Pittsburgh. That was obviously it showed his interest in me, and showed me he really wanted me to come here.
What was your first conversation with him like when you hear from him?
Yeah, I was just got that feeling in the back of my neck. The hair stood up on the back of my neck, and I was, just felt like this is a guy I'd really want to play for, and just got me really excited about, my first conversation with him was just over the phone, so it got me really excited to come on a visit and learn more about Oklahoma.
You had like a front row, view of OU this past season, early in September. How much did that play in your decision? Just seeing what they did defensively and everything when you guys played at Michigan.
Right. I mean, obviously, they were a great team last year. Just not even in our game, but over the course of the year. And I watched them in the playoffs as well. So I know that game didn't turn out the way we wanted it to, but just seeing the way the linebackers played in that game and throughout the year showed me like the kind of success that potentially I could have. Obviously I have to earn everything, but hopefully, I could come into that, come into a role where I can be productive as those guys were last year.
What was their pitch to you, just as far as playing time or your role overall in the linebacking?
Yeah, the pitch was that I'd have to come in and earn it every day. I mean, obviously I want to be a starter, but the pitch wasn't that I would be a starter. So you're going to have to earn everything, and you have to earn that starting spot just like you would anywhere else.
Venables' defense is sort of known for being pretty complex. How difficult has it been to this point for you to pick up, and how difficult do you think going forward it'll be trying to get it all in less than a year?
Yeah, it's definitely been difficult so far. It's going to continue to be difficult, but that's a challenge I kind of wanted to put on myself. But I know that the more I learn now, the better off I'm going to be later. Hopefully, if I do make it to the NFL. But yeah, I think the more you can learn, the better. And so I think obviously it's going to be a challenge for me right now, but that's something I was looking for. Something that I'm excited to get to learn this defense.
For those of us that don't know anything about football, what does a complex defense even mean? What's the difference between a complex defense and a simple defense?
It's just more variety. More checks within each play. There's certain checks, different concepts. I mean, it's hard to go through everything right now, but yeah, just more variety in everything that you do, being more multiple.
Well, your role obviously continued to grow last year. How much more do you think you have in your game, and then what are some of your goals this offseason to get there?
Yeah, I feel like for me, the sky's the limit. Wherever I am able to push myself, that's where I feel like I could get to. But as terms of goals this offseason, I really just want to earn the trust of my coaches and my teammates around me. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, it doesn't matter what I did at Michigan or in previous years. It only matters what I can do here. And so like I said, I have to go earn it every day and prove to these guys, that I can play on this defense and show them why I need to be out there.
Jim talked about you being a stats major. He said you're really, really smart. How much, as far as analytics, understanding, tendencies, how much do you use that as far as your numbers?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about analytics exactly, but I definitely, got to learn tendencies and watching the opponent, everything that they do. I think that's a big part of my game. Just watching film, understanding, what kind of plays I can get out of each set. Offensive tendencies, like you said, in different areas of the field, down and distance. So it does help me a lot. Like that's one of the biggest things in my game. I feel like I'm pretty instinctual, and being able to have an idea for what might happen before it happens. You're never going to know exactly what's going to happen, but if you have an idea, you can react a little better.
You talked about the game here last year. You'll have the reverse of it, obviously, this season when you go back up there. Have you even thought about that at all, what that'll be like, having to go back up there and everything, what that'll feel like?
Yeah, of course I've thought about it. I think I'm excited for it. Obviously, they're going to be a great team. It's going to be a great challenge for us. And, I'm just super excited to – obviously, I know all the guys, or most of the guys on that team, and it's going to be good to see them again. But, it's going to be business on the field, and I think, they know that. I know that, so it's going to be a great game.
I think a lot of us have seen that clip of you talking about Brent calling himself the linebacker doctor. When a guy with his background and like what he's done as a defense coordinator and coaching linebackers calls you and says he wants you to play for his defense, what's that like?
It's pretty cool. I don't know. It's just a great feeling knowing that somebody like that thinks that way of you. But yeah, at the end of the day, like I still have to earn it. I still have to prove to him, why I deserve to be here, and I got to make him right in that sense.
Talk about picking up the defense. How much does it help to have a guy like Kip back? He's been here a long time.
Yeah, I would say all those guys. I mean, Kip, Nesta, Heim, all those guys, and having Coach Skalski around too, who's been in Venable's system. He's basically mastered the defense, so it's helpful to have those guys around who are able to communicate it in a even better way. Like as a player, it's one thing to communicate as a coach, but I think to communicate it as a player means it could get through to you a lot easier.
It was pretty close, but I definitely feel like I have a lot more left in the college level that I get to accomplish. So that's why I'm here, to get those things done.
So Oklahoma becomes the decision.
Yep.
Brent was just talking about the need to put more capable playmakers around John.
Mm-hmm.
What's your sense of just the talent that you're part of sort of infusing this offense with?
I mean, part of the reason I came here is for John, just be with him, and I feel like I can enhance just the way he plays, and he can enhance the way I play. So, I mean, for me, I'm just trying to do what I can to help the team and make his job easy by catching the ball and running after.
What was that process like, just talking to John? Like, what stood out about him as a quarterback and just a leader, too?
Really, just, I mean, I feel like his tape just speaks, just when you watch his tape. He's just exciting. So really it was just, talking to him, just hopping on FaceTime, kind of just talking about him and just kind of like his background and where he came from, and I kind of just gravitated towards him. And anytime I asked a question, like anytime he was willing to answer, he was keeping it a buck. He would even tell things that he might not like, or most people would be like, all right, they might try to sugarcoat it, but I mean, there was no sugarcoating, so I could respect that.
What about this offense in Arbuckle? What do you like about the scheme and maybe how you fit in it?
Yeah, really what stood out to me was just Coach Arbuckle's energy and just the way he plans to use me. And also, not only that, just John, he has full autonomy over the offense, and he can pretty much call whatever he wants at any time if he trusted you. So, I mean, I'm going to do whatever I can to build that trust with him so I can go out there and ball.
What about the fit with the other receivers?
Yeah.
In particular, Isaiah and Walker.
It's been good. We all work out at the same time, so we always just chilling after, hitting the jugs and stuff like that, and trying to spend some time away from the facility. But it's been really good. I mean, no ego there. We're all just willing to help each other out. So yeah, it's been good so far.
Now you mentioned helping out. Who on the team has been like the most beneficial to you getting accustomed to Oklahoma and just getting accustomed within the team?
Yeah, probably John. I don't live too far from John. I live like 3 minutes. I had Whataburger for the first time.
What'd you get?
He told me to get the patty melt. I was going to get a regular burger. Yeah. But they put onions. I don't eat onions. They put onions on there. It kind of messed it up for me. But it was solid though. But definitely John. He's been kind of just showing me the ropes and kind of I work out with him. We're in the same workout group, same rack. So he's been kind of just showing me the way and just the culture of OU. So he's been helping me out a lot.
Of course. And what would you say you're working on the most as far as your game, looking to improve, to take that next step into your career?
Really just being detailed. My old receiver coach at Virginia always told me that great receiver is a detailed receiver. So, I mean, really just continue to just hone in on the details. Just a lot of self-scout, looking at things that I could have done better last year and, just working on that so I can get those things and just know and ifs or buts for this upcoming year.
Rely on a guy to teach me. But having him here, it's definitely something to get used to. Being able to learn from him, the way he studies, kind of helps me for whenever I'm prepared for that moment. And it's huge having him here.
What's it like just being around, just having access to Ben Arbuckle every day?
He's great. He brings a lot of energy, like I've told everyone. But he's experienced. He's had a lot of guys.
Yeah.
He knows what to do, and I feel like just having him there to rely on more of a personal side, it helps a lot.
I remember I told him in a press conference one time, like, I've never seen an offensive coordinator as intense as he is at practice. Is that kind of unique? Do you see it that way too? Like, I know you've been to practices, you've seen him out there, getting after people and things.
After a lot of visits, you don't really see many coordinators like it, and I think that's what stood out about him. I'm used to fiery, energetic coaches in high school, and I think just having one similar to him is it's huge.
Well, just how cool is it just to be here? I'm sure it feels like a long time that you're committed up to actually getting to be here the last couple of months. And how much looking forward to spring?
It's been great, kind of just being able to grow up, get out of high school, take that next step. It's been massive, and the workouts just kind of being better, put on some weight, which is good. I'm just really excited about spring ball. Finally getting started. The past 2 months have been great, getting stronger in the weight room and all the speed work, so I'm excited.
I'm sure you've already been asked about it, but just what's it been like being around John every day? How much are you trying to just sponge off of him?
He's great. Having him come back was massive. As a friend and as a teammate, he's there through me with every step. And if I ever have a question, he's right there to answer, and I think it's just very helpful.
What's kind of the dynamic? You were kind of talking about, I think, when I walked up, just knowing, John's the guy for now, and you have to kind of just bide your time until, trying to become the guy down the road. Just what's that like, the mindset of it, I guess, of coming in knowing, John's going to be the guy for now, but hopefully down the road that can be you. How does that work?
Just being patient. I know my time is going to come if I keep on putting the work in, and I know that he's been successful for his college career, and I know that learning from him can benefit me. So I think just being patient is the biggest thing, and knowing that my time is coming.
The detail, Coach Witten is the real deal. He's spent 17 years in the league, right? He knows everything. He's already teaching us rip-through techniques. He's teaching us different dig techniques. He's got it all. He's an encyclopedia for football knowledge, and hopefully I can get as much as I can out of him for 1 year.
How familiar are you with his career?
Not too familiar. I don't spend a lot of time watching football growing up, but I know you got the helmet popped off play. 17 years in the league, so you see him around on TV a lot. But I know he was a hard worker and he was a smart player and he lasted a long time. So you gotta give him props for that and unravel that.
Not to do that helmet off play.
Yeah. He says keep your chin strap tightened up for sure.
I can't remember. Had you committed to coming here before he was named coach?
Yeah. So I took a visit. I think it was like a Friday or a Saturday, maybe even a Sunday, and I committed that same day. Because I didn't want that second spot to come because Hayden Hansen had already committed. I'm shoot, I got to give me a piece of this action here at Oklahoma. I want an SEC title and some John Mateer love. And then Coach Jason Witten, I think, it was 3 days later.
Okay. You kind of said it there, but obviously having your sister here, big part of things. But why would a tight at that point? I guess everybody was actually why would a tight end go to Oklahoma?
Yeah, why wouldn't you? The room was wide open at this point. Everybody had left. They asked some other dudes to leave. Some hit the portal. So why wouldn't you want to be on an SEC team with wide open opportunity in the tight end room, play for Coach BB and SEC title?
What's it been like getting to know Hayden?
Hayden's a really cool guy. he has physical capabilities that I definitely do not have, being 6'7", 270. So I have to learn, be smart and try to compete with him. And he's very intelligent too. He's a hard worker. He's always in the film room, always studying plays, and he helps me out a ton. He's a great guy.
What's your early impressions of John, just working with him?
John Petit, very knowledgeable too. He knows what everybody's supposed to be doing. He's definitely a player leader. Not a lot of QBs in my past, not to talk down on them, but he's really the Heisman level type of captain, player leader that, he's gathering dudes. We're throwing extra. He's staying after. I always see him in the training room. He's pushing everybody in the weight room. He's what a captain should be.
Appreciate it, man.
Of course.
Expectation-wise versus being here now, similarities, differences from what you expected to now being part of this program?
It's about what I expected.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough, and the work they're asking you to do is tough, but they're going to give you every avenue to do it the right way, and they're going to give you all the support to do it the right way. So coming in here, I had high expectations, and they met every single one.
Brent was talking about how you stepped up as a leader, that Jason was talking about you've been a leader. What has gone into that process for you, stepping into a brand new program and kind of being that voice?
I think I kind of have to be that leader at age 24. I don't really have an option. I'm a full-grown man out here. Got a wife, got a kid on the way, so you don't really have many options at this age. But people just naturally look up to you the older you are. And I mean, eyes are always going to be on you. You got to bring that energy that an 18-year-old, 19-year-old is going to bring at age 24, 25. So leadership-wise, I was kind of tossed in there, and hopefully I'm doing a decent.
Getting here and being here the last couple of months, and how much it forced spring ball.
Man, it's been a great few months. The transition from high school to college has been pretty easy with the help of the coaches and the players in the locker room. And I'm very, very excited for spring ball. Get to showcase what I can do. So.
What's it been like just getting to know Coach McCullough a little more, and how much you look forward to getting on the practice field with him here in a couple weeks?
Yes, sir. Definitely. I mean, we had a little relationship here and there when he was at Notre Dame and he was recruiting me. So we already had that relationship there. But I'm very excited to be on the field with him, especially the type of players he put in the league. So I'm very excited.
For sure. Just the guys in the room, like Xavier and Tori in particular, obviously those guys coming back, what's it been like just sponging off them, obviously just the offense in general, and just getting to be around them, every day in the last couple of months?
Yes, sir. They've been helping me with so much stuff, especially Tori and Nix. They've been just helping me with the playbook, just overall, just everything that I need to do to be successful. So.
For sure. Obviously, I guess, what were just expectations for you in terms of this season? I think a lot of people envision you being a guy who can help right away. Is that something you're shooting for? Like, I want to get on the field right away if I can, this season.
Yes, sir, most definitely. That's one of my goals when I coming in to college. That's always been my goal since middle school. I want to be on the field early. So.
Right. What's it been like coming in with DeZephen? Obviously, you guys are coming in at the same time in the same class. How much does it help to have a guy with you going through all this at the same time?
Yes, sir, definitely. Especially in the SEC, it's gonna be hard to have one guy just taking all the reps. So you need that other guy. So it's been great having him come in with me.
Yes,
sir.
I mean, it was a fun game to be a part of. Obviously, I was on the losing side of it, and I didn't execute the way I wanted to that game. But I think that was a good learning game for me. It was my true freshman year, and for me to kind of take that game and learn from it, I think it's going to make me a stronger man, stronger player going into my sophomore season.
Jason said that it's an open room starting in the spring.
Yeah.
How do you take that and challenge yourself to try and be the best that you can?
I mean, it's super exciting for me. I know I'm a younger guy. I just finished my true freshman season, but I don't really care about age or stars or anything like that. I just want to work and be the best football player that I can be to contribute to this offense and make this tight end room a better position room for this upcoming season. So I'm super excited to go out there and compete. I think competing for me is super fun because at the end of the day, it's going to make me a better football player. So I'm just pretty excited for that.
Sounds good. Thanks,
Yes, sir. Thank you.
How cool was it that you get to be coached by a guy like Jason?
It's really cool. It's really cool. You know, growing up, I grew up in Texas, born and raised, so kind of grew up a Cowboys fan. So watching him throughout the years and, you know, idolizing him and the player that he is, and now I get to be coached by him. So it's really special.
Was he already hired when you transferred to Oklahoma, or like was?
Yeah. So I mean, he got hired, and then I entered in the portal.
Okay.
So
how big of a part did that play in your decision to come to OU?
It was a pretty big part. You know, it's just the way that he is as a coach, as a person. It's kind of hard for me to pass up that opportunity, and also to be closer to home too. You know, I'm from Southlake, Texas, so it's only 2 hours away. So that's a big selling point. And still playing in the SEC. You know, I played in the SEC last year as a true freshman, and that was unbelievable. Playing in the Swamp and playing in Alabama and playing in the stadiums and those atmospheres. Like, I didn't want to settle for anything less than that. So just all those combined kind of led me to come into Oklahoma.
Yeah. What do you feel like? How do you feel like the tight end position is used in this system, and how do you see yourself kind of fitting in with what Ben Arbuckle wants to do?
I feel like it's used pretty well in the passing game and in the run game. You know, at Tennessee, I played a big part in the run game, and that's what excites me about coming to Oklahoma. I can kind of develop more in the passing game and show my strengths in the passing game because, you know, I feel like once you can run block and pass catch, it's like I want to be a do-it-all guy. I don't want to just run block. I don't want to just pass catch. So I feel like having that opportunity to do everything is going to be huge for me.
Also, I know it's early. I haven't got a spring ball yet, but just what's been the relationship with John so far, trying to get used to each other?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, the first couple days when we're doing like routes on air and stuff like that, just kind of learning each other, learning how he throws, kind of learning what he wants me to do, where he wants me to be, and the timing on that. But, I mean, as we've been going on and, you know, we've been throwing every single week, I think it's been getting stronger and it's been getting better. And as a person, too, it's cool playing with him because, you know, he holds me to a standard that I appreciate, and then I hold him to that standard. So I think it makes us better at the end of the day.
Jack, apologies if you've been asked this already, but and I don't know how much you were able to pay attention when OU was on offense last year, but what exactly about John Petit kind of appeals to you, or was there something you remember from that game that really stuck out to you?
I think his mindset is a big thing for me. You know, I mean, like you said, I was kind of focused on what I was doing that game and my job. But, I mean, just being around him more, I think his mindset is something that's cool for me to be a part of. And like I said earlier, you know, he holds me to a standard that is going to make me a better football player and a better person. So,
getting to Norman, and why Oklahoma?
I mean, it was just Coach Venables. I mean, just the way he spoke to me and just, like, spoke to all the, like, transfers. It just really, like, stuck out to me. And that's, like, really just one of the biggest reasons I came here.
Beating Bowe didn't have much to do with it?
I mean, yeah, he definitely did. But Coach Venables just, like, he stuck out to me, and he's just the head coach I want to play for.
What was it about him specifically?
I mean, he just always mentioned God first. And that's, like, something, like I just never got as, like, in a head coach that just always spoke about God first. So that's, like, really just the biggest thing that stuck out to me.
How important was it for you to stay within the SEC?
It was real important. I feel like that's where I belong. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that was just the biggest move for me.
Did you see opportunity here? I mean, OU has several young guys in the offense.
Yes, sir. I feel like the team and the O-line is definitely something I want to play with. Like, I feel like just being here for a couple of weeks has just been amazing. Like, just getting along with the guys and stuff like that, it's just been amazing.
Was there a style of offensive line you were looking for? What drew you here?
I mean, I just feel like the offensive line, they work hard. So that's something I definitely want to be around. Every single one of them work hard. And that's definitely something I want to be around. Just hardworking guys that just never, like, that just never give up. That's something you want to be around.
How hard was it to leave Arkansas with your dad's legacy?
I mean, it really wasn't hard. He always told me, like, wherever I wanted to go is my decision. So he just really, like, left it up to me to decide.
With level of anticipation, like just ready to get out there with some of the new guys?
I mean, I'm just ready to play ball with the guys, ready to see what the competition is like. It's definitely a competitive group, so we're going to have competition for sure.
What has your impressions been of some of the young guys that played last year, Mike Fasusi, Ryan Foje?
Them guys work hard. I love them guys. They push me every day to work hard. So that's just like some guys I want to be around.
It's been like just being around John. We always talked to guys last year, and leader was one of the first things that came up.
Yeah.
But what have you seen from him?
He's a great leader. He knows like when to turn it on, and then like he's definitely playful too. Yeah.
He's one of the rare quarterbacks I've heard talk about how he feels, if he knows the offense as well as he does, that he can help you guys during the game. I know that really is the case with a lot of times with their calls and things, but he openly talks about wanting to help you guys.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a big thing because my freshman year when I played in the Liberty Bowl with KJ Jackson, not KJ Jackson, KJ Jefferson, he helped me a lot that game. So I feel like just a quarterback being able to help an offensive line, just knowing the playbook better and just knowing what to do on the field is definitely helpful.
How much are you just looking forward to matching up with the guys across the way on the defensive line this spring and helping that raise your game going against those guys every day?
I feel like it's definitely going to raise my game just because Taylor Wine, Danny, them guys got a motor, and that's just something I want to practice against every day just because they're going to make me better and I'm going to make them better.
Awesome. This is a dream come true, getting to play college football. I've wanted to do it for so long. I'm finally here. It's kind of surreal, but it's been awesome. Coaches have been the same since when they recruited me. Literally not a single thing I can complain about.
I know that other SEC schools were your other finalists. What was it about Oklahoma that separated from those other really strong programs?
Well, I think one, they were just on me the longest. I feel like they recognized me early. And then I think just throughout the whole coaching staff, there was so much consistency with the level of coaching. It was just so high. And I think no matter who's here, as long as Coach V is here, I'm going to be in good standing. And then Coach Chavis, he's such a big role model for me, such a big mentor. And he was just a huge part of why I came here.
When you committed to Oklahoma, I'm sure they had a vision that they sold you on, and then to watch that year play out the way they did last year, how enjoyable was that, but also how fun was it to be a recruiter in the midst of them running the college football playoff?
It made it easy for me. No, they kind of sold me on faith over fear, and what I saw throughout the recruiting process, I believed in it, and I knew it would carry over to winning games. So it's probably kind of secret, but I committed before the season. On my official visit, it was just kind of under the wraps for a while. But then once we started winning those games, it made it a lot easier for me to go recruit other guys in the class, try to get them to come here. But it was awesome. It was great to see the guys be successful, especially defensively. Seeing our Mason Thomas have success, Taylor Wine have success, like that development story, it speaks a lot to me, and I think it speaks a lot to other guys around the country that are looking to come here.
Jim Nagy has gone out of his way to talk about the recruitment of you and how it went and everything. And he's talked about how he feels like as a freshman you can come in and contribute in a lot of different ways. How does it make you feel that the guys feel good enough about the fact you've signed with them that they're ready to go and they feel like you can help them?
No, yeah, it's awesome. There's a lot I got to learn. I think it's great that they think of me that way. It's been great having these seniors. Like, they've poured into me so much, loving football. When I came in here, I was kind of a sponge. I got so much information from all these coaches, and I was learning so much about the game, and I feel like that's been a real difference maker for me. And I've definitely, I've seen the development. I've changed as a player as I've been here, and it's been awesome. I'm super excited for it to get going.
How do you think you changed?
I think it's just the knowledge aspect, and then the coaching. I need to develop physically, of course, get better in the weight room and all that. And I think Coach Dobson's done a great job of developing me there. And then talking to the older guys of what their experiences are, or guys like Armisa Thomas, and that he's pouring into me to help me get ready for this level, because it's the SEC, the most competitive conference in football. And they've been helping me prepare for that.
You play with good talent at IMG, but now you're in college. Has it kind of been even a bigger wake-up call now? You're in winter conditioning, all that kind of stuff, or is it?
I'd say no, but that's not because it's not hard. It's really hard, but it's the coaches prepared me for it. There was no fog throughout the recruiting process. They told me what it was going to be like, what I had to do to be successful and to help contribute. and I've been doing that. And I think having older guys that have kind of walked me through those steps, I think that's made the difference, and that's kind of taken away that wow or that shock factor.
You anxious for spring?
Yes.
What do you like? What do you want? Why are you anxious for spring?
Why am I think it's football, man. I think the guys that come here just love football. I'm one of them, and I just can't wait to put the pads back on and get to play.
Coach Chavez is an energetic coach. He's a really cool guy. You're talking about a faith-based coach. There's no doubt about him. Talk about working with him and what you've learned so far about it.
I think he's a great leader and mentor. When I got recruited by him, I saw he was someone that I want to be like when I'm older, and I want to take characteristics from him. He's super personable, and he knows how to press my buttons to get me going. I think he doesn't coach every player the same, which is amazing. And he's been super upfront with me. What do I need to get better at? Where am I lacking? Where am I doing good? And I think that's huge when it comes to developing as a player.
What are some of the areas that you guys have pinpointed?
Yeah, I think a big thing coming in is the playbook, learning the playbook and everything. I've had a big emphasis on that, and then just getting my nutrition right, getting in the weight room, getting stronger, learning the run techniques that we use here to be more consistent in the run game as a smaller guy. Knowing how to create leverages, how to be fast off the ball, have that pop, all things like that.
Coming from IMG, the preparedness probably that it's given you to come to this level. In what ways has IMG kind of set you up to maybe meet those expectations early on? But then also, how are you growing?
I think
as a college player.
The schedule part, it was a similar schedule back when I was there, college schedule. Again, you can't really compare it. I get IMG's the elite for high school, but this is the SEC. This is the University of Oklahoma. There's a high standard here, so it's not going to be the same. But I do think that played a big part in like getting me ready and expecting what it was going to be like.
You find yourself hanging around Taylor a lot, just trying to be a sponge.
Yeah, they call me, they say I'm the mini him. I literally, I'm always on his hip. He's always giving me information, but not even just him. Like Danny Okoye, PJ Adebawari, they're all pouring into me as well. I don't think it's just Taylor. I am around him a lot, but all those other guys are definitely pouring into me a lot.
Helping each other out. So,
how good can this defensive line be? Just the guys that you've come to know here over the last couple of weeks.
I mean, we can be the best in the country. So that's what I believe.
Appreciate it. I'm sure you've already been asked this, but just what's it been like, and what are your expectations as far as where they're playing inside, outside, and what that conversation was like when they got you?
Yeah, I mean, it just when they got me out of the portal, I mean, they expressed, they took a lot of interest in my size, but my ability to move at my size, and with me being the way that I am, just playing inside and outside as an option, and they've seen me do both at UTSA, and so it was honestly in my best interest and their best interest, to put that on the table for me, and it gives me more of an opportunity to play, so that's great. That's what I want.
So you're envisioning doing a little both during spring.
Yes, sir.
Kenny, what can you tell us about your story of being from San Antonio, walking on at UTSA, and just developing into what you've been able to do these last couple of years?
Oh yeah, so I mean, walking on at UTSA was a challenge for sure, a lot of adversity, but UTSA was a phenomenal place. Love all the coaches that poured into me and helped me out and got me to the place where I am now, basically, and just I was just there developing and because coming into college, I didn't really have the necessary tools yet to play defensive line at a high level, and so it was a big learning curve. A lot of the movements that I wasn't used to, and I eventually got it down. Shout out to Coach Haynes. Put me on, and Coach Nelly, Coach Givens, all them guys, poured into me, and of course Coach Trell gave me the opportunity. And, I'm really grateful for that.
How hard is it to leave your hometown for another opportunity?
Man, it was hard. I was extremely happy at UTSA. But, I wanted to put myself in the fire and, see if I can come out, even better. And so, it was hard. It was always my dream to go play, Division I football. And being able to play for my hometown was such a great opportunity. But here, it just the culture and the community here makes it easier for me. Made it easier for me to get acclimated and for me to just get comfortable. So
you had opportunities. Even Texas was a school that was interested in you pretty heavily. Talk about just that decision when it came down, OU, Texas. being that San Antonio, Austin are so close?
Honestly, it was just it wasn't nothing too crazy. It was just I kind of just felt I just felt better. I just felt more comfortable being here, and even with it being closer to home, I just felt that I had more of a need here. They had more of a need for me here, and that I just kind of fit into what their play style was a little better here. So that's really all it was.
All right, man. Let's start here. Now that you're finally here, the expectation that you had coming in versus your reality now, differences, similarities, what has it been like?
I feel like it's the same, come in and compete. That's the main expectation. We have a great running back room, but they brought me in here to compete, so that's been my ultimate goal, and it's been great so far. So
Take me back to the recruiting process and making that decision to go to Oklahoma. Describe maybe some of the moments that stood out in realizing OU was going to be the place for you.
Definitely meeting Coach Venables, Coach Murray when he was here. Definitely those two moments. Just getting around those guys and them explaining what Oklahoma truly is and the tradition and everything. Those two moments definitely stuck out to me the most, and that they have the greatest impact on my recruiting decision, honestly.
Now that you've joined that running back room and that group, describe that dynamic with all of you guys.
We're all supportive of each other. There's no hate, no nothing like that. We just all work together and we all help each other get better.
What are you learning about yourself and making yourself better? Like, how has this place kind of shown you where you're at and then where you want to go?
Honestly, this place, they're really big on details and everything. And, it's something, I can get better on, and anybody can get better on, just getting better at the little things, every single day. Get 1% better every day. You're going to watch yourself grow. Yes.
What's it been like just being here, the last couple of months? How much looking forward to getting into spring ball here in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, first off, I'm just very excited to be here. Excited just to see the facilities, just experience everything the college life has to experience. But I'm very excited to get into spring ball. Very excited with the plans that they have for me. So,
what's it been like just sponging off the older guys, especially obviously Isaiah because he's been here, but Parker and Trell as well coming in, just being around those vets who've been obviously at this level for a while.
Yeah, I try to take as much as I can from those guys because they all, like you said, very experienced, very experienced guys. Like Isaiah has been in the offense, know what it's like to play in offense, and Parker and Trell also coming from different schools but still have experience in different areas. So try to pick as much information as I can.
Sure. What it's been like just being around Coach Jones, every day, and looking forward to actually getting practice here soon in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Just building that relationship with him, learning things from him, getting little nuggets I can put in my game. So it's been pretty cool.
What kind of relationship have you been able to establish with John at all? I know you just got here, but what's it been like being around him and Bowe for that matter? Obviously, you guys coming in the same class.
Yeah, I built a pretty good relationship with both guys. I would say they're both really cool guys. So that's what I'd have to say about that.
Are you envisioning potentially trying to get on the field this season? Obviously, I'm sure you're shooting for that, but is that something you feel like is possible? You can have a real role right away as a freshman this year?
Yeah, that's the goal, definitely. But just trying to do what I can day by day, taking it as slow as I can.
What's it been like just learning the offense and picking it up, and who have been some of the guys in the receiver room to maybe help you with that?
Yeah, I've been getting help from a lot of guys. There's the playbook I've been learning. It's been pretty good picking it up wise because you got guys like Parker, Isaiah, and those guys that will help me out in learning different playbooks and little things I can pick up about the playbook. But I've been getting help by a lot of receivers. So yeah.
Being a bigger receiver, how do you feel like you fit into this offense? Because that's something obviously I'm sure they pitched to you in your recruitment that they've been looking for some bigger wide receivers.
Yeah, being a big receiver, I feel like I can fit into this offense very well. Arbuckle's dealt also with bigger receivers as well. So
yeah.
I would say I fit in very well.
What's it been like learning from Ben Arbuckle and just kind of his thoughts on the offense and things like that?
Yeah, it's been pretty cool to see what he thinks about the offense and seeing like his perspective of things. Because not a lot of guys see it the same way he does, so I feel like it's a pretty cool experience.
Obviously, you talked about working with John, but what about Bowe? Obviously, I'm sure you guys kind of knew each other through the recruitment process. What's it been like just working with him?
Yeah, it's been amazing. Just seeing like the ways he goes about things, the way he carries himself. Same thing with John, and all the quarterbacks. They all carry themselves in a different way. Try to hold themselves to the standard, which is like trying to be the best. So
yeah, it's a pretty impressive freshman wide receiver group. Have you guys bonded pretty well together? Like, what do you think of you guys as a group of freshman wide receivers?
Yeah, I'll say we bonded pretty well together. We've done a lot of activities together, so I feel like we're gelling pretty well.
Yeah.
What's going on, man? How you doing? Like just getting here so far, and how much you look forward to spring?
I'm looking forward to spring much. Getting here, it was pretty smooth, coming from Tulsa. So Oklahoma, I had kind of knew it familiar. So just working hard and just keeping the team camaraderie, just coming together, just keeping that. It's been smooth though.
What are the early impressions of Coach McCullough, and what was that like when you come in the portal, you come with DeMarco, and then you have a change? Just how'd that all unfold for you, and what's it been like getting Coach McCullough?
Coach McCullough, he's a great guy. He reminds me of my high school coach. He's a hard-working coach. He's seen it all. He's been with backs in the league, and he just knows the guy. So sticking with Coach McCullough, knowing that if I stick to the process, do everything right, everything will come for sure.
When did you kind of come on your radar just in the portal? What was that process all like for you?
When I hopped in the portal, they contacted my agency, and it was great because I knew my head coach was over here, coming from Tulsa University. So knowing that I had somebody over here that I familiar with my previous staff, it was good. So I know I could come over here. It'll be a smooth transition over, and it was just all great. Prayed to God and thought about it, and everything just came true.
What is that like, just to be reunited with Coach Wilson here?
It's great. Coming from Tulsa, as a kid, when you transfer to somewhere, it's all about connections, So keeping that connection with him and making sure I had a good connection with him was good. So knowing that it led me over to here was great.
It's been like fitting in with the guys who are back here, like Xavier and Corey in particular.
It's great with those guys. Those guys are high motor guys. They want the best for everybody in the running back room. As I would say, there's no bad blood in the room. Everybody wants everybody to win, and it's just a great feeling in the room.
We got to speak to Coach McCullough earlier. He kind of emphasized that the reason he wanted to spend time in the NFL was to become a better college coach. Does he kind of put any emphasis on that to you guys of what you need to do to get to the next level?
No, definitely. He definitely repeats that, a lot. That he came to the college football and he went to the NFL to become a better college coach. And, it shows. Just the connection he has with us and just the energy he brought in the room first day was, amazing.
It's been like building a relationship with John since you've been here.
Building a relationship with John has been good. He's a hard guy.
Sure.
Disciplined guy. He wants everything correct, and I'm still building the process with him right now, but it's going to be better.
What about the two freshmen coming in with Hatton and DeZephen? I haven't seen them on the practice field necessarily yet, obviously, but just impressions of those guys as true freshmen. What have you kind of made of them so far?
Those are great guys. They're above themselves. They work hard and they're ready to play for right now. Their guys they're developed. They're still developing, but they're guys. They're ready to play for sure.
Armin, I always like to ask guys, I think there's a natural assumption that a brand like Oklahoma is known, but what was your familiarity with this place before you came here?
Honestly, I didn't really have any familiarity on that. I just like the program. I like the coach, his history, his resume. I love the defense, the tenacity and energy they play with, and that's ultimately what just led me here.
Can you take me through your process and how it got you to this place?
Yeah, so I was a high recruit coming out of high school. My recruiting battle came down to SC and Oregon, and ultimately I picked Oregon. Going into the first week of my freshman year, I tore my ACL, and I was on a bit of a climb. Coaches were telling me I was about to start. I was getting into the playbook because I knew, it was time. And then tore my ACL, go through the healing process, and ultimately I didn't really heal the way I was supposed to. So I went into the 2025 season, and I had more injury bugs in my knee. So my knee just ultimately just wasn't right. So I felt like I needed a fresh start, and that's kind of what led me here.
So when you would go in the portal and Oklahoma reaches out, and obviously you're not overly familiar like you mentioned, take me through getting to know this place and these people and why you chose to trust them.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Coach B, his resume is just insane. All the national championships he's been a part of, the different coaches, the coaching tree that he's been a part of. Oklahoma's, their history as far as draft picks and national championships, that's something that just caught my eye.
Compared to expectations before you commit and then you commit and now being here, how has it kind of delivered or maybe even been different?
I would definitely say the SEC is different in terms of just, workouts and the playbook, and just a lot of different things that come into play as far as being in the SEC. But honestly, I feel like there's no difference in terms of just, it's football. You're going to be who you're going to be. So.
What would you say is the most enjoyable aspect of being part of a place like Oklahoma right now?
Honestly, just the energy around the building. Just the energy as far as the people, the staff, everyone has been the same as they were as when I came on my visit. So.
And what would you say is the vision for you here? Corner safety, what's kind of been their pitch to you as a defensive back?
It's definitely outside corner. I'm pretty sure they want to move us around, allow all of us to play pretty versatile. But
yeah. When I saw that he was a potential candidate, I was thinking to myself, now why in the world would this guy who's made so much money in the NFL, why would he come coach college football? Because the reality is it takes a lot of time away from your family. It's a time-consuming position. So I was like, I was kind of skeptical if we'd get him. I was like, heck, I was really hoping we would, but I didn't know if it would actually work out. But I was a little starstruck at first, Jason Witten's my position coach, but then, you get in there and he's yelling at you, and you're just like, okay, yeah, so he's just my coach, and then that kind of fades away really fast.
You yell a lot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he definitely he demands the best out of us every day. I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I mean, he just demands the best out of us every day. So, but yeah, no, it's been awesome having him as a coach. He has so much experience with the position, and he's super. And I think going back to what I said earlier about him playing in the NFL and having he didn't need to come coach college football, and he really truly does it for the right reasons. He does it because he wants to come in and develop the tight ends and make them better players. I think that's so huge to have out of a coach, because I think there's so many position coaches out there that are coaching for, maybe they're just coaching for money, or they're just coaching to level up, which is fair, but to have him as a coach who just wants us to be the best players and best men that we can be, it's huge.
Is it kind of unique just in that tight end room? Mostly everybody's new.
Yeah.
You guys are all kind of fighting for the same spot, but being teammates and getting to know each other at the same time.
Yeah, and I think that it's, we have a great relationship in the room, and there's an understanding that the tight end room needs to get a lot better. I think as a collective group, we've come to the consensus that we need to make this group be a weapon for our offense, and be something that is other teams have to really game plan against, and really level up this room. So I think from a group's perspective, that's the key, just to have the best room that we can have. And there's competition within the room, but it's good competition, and there are just a bunch of good guys in the room.
It's kind of nice too, knowing that there's a bunch of guys that have come in and they have experience in the SEC.
Definitely. I think that some people might be, I guess, scared when you see guys like Hayden and Rocky. Rocky being 24, played a lot of college football, and Hayden 3 years started in the SEC. But when I saw that, I would really embrace that. Having those guys with that much with the wisdom and all the experience that they have, there's a lot to learn from them. So I think it's really been valuable for me to have those older guys come in. It's been huge to be able to learn from them. So I'm definitely grateful that we got some older guys and some leadership in the room.
It's been just watching John, the way that he operates and leads as the quarterback.
Yeah, John's a great leader, always organizing. Different things to get us together as a team, and he definitely commands the offense, which I think is huge. And he's a great leader. He's a good person off the field. he's your friend, but then at the same time he's pushing you in practice. Like he's going to get on your butt like when you're not, if you run the wrong route, or if you're not, like if you don't get the right depth, like he's going to be on you. So I think it's that good balance of like being your friend but also demanding the best out of you.
Remember back on signing day, Jim Nagy talking about your speed.
Yeah.
Now that really what stuck out to them when they kind of spotted you.
Yeah.
Have you gotten a sense of where you kind of fit in terms of just your athleticism at this level? I mean, absolutely, it's very early.
Yeah. I think definitely like, and Coach Witten has talked to me about this too. Like, definitely playing off your strengths, like knowing what your strengths are. With mine being speed and being able to stretch the field like vertically, like use that to my strength. Like, I need to develop my run blocking and different things, but like let that come. We'll continue to work on that. But right now, like really play to your strengths. So I think speed's a big part of that. Like being able to play to my strength and be that flex tight end and slowly growing to be really a true versatile like two-way tight end.
Cool. Yeah, just tell me about kind of, let's start here, that workout you had in front of the staff at the summer camp. And
yes, sir.
That starting point for you with them.
I would say it was truly an honor and a blessing to have an opportunity like that. Again, I think Coach Taylor Red. I think I was working out that day. With my family, my uncle. He connected to my X account. Basically, just see the invite. Taylor Red from University of Oklahoma. So, okay, it's a good thing here. We talked about with my family. Hey, it might be a good opportunity. So, hey, we booked the flight. We took a chance, basically. I remember one of my, his name was Ike, he was one of my mentors. He took me onto on the visit, onto the camp. He asked me if I did the music and anything like that. I said, no, sir. Me just said my competition, that's something motivation I needed. And I just locked in from there, really. I'm sorry for my late damn near did everything perfect. It was really just an honor to have an opportunity like that for and I just want to take advantage by all means. It was just really crazy having that type of attention from the whole coaching staff. As coach asking what your name is and stuff like that, it was just a blessing.
Yeah.
But I think since then, I just want to thank Coach Taylor Red, thank Coach Taylor Red and Coach Jim Nagy also, and Coach V. I think Jim Nagy, after that camp, Jim Nagy stayed in touch, and Coach Jordan, they stayed in touch with my whole senior season. They asked me could I move inside the box. At the time, I was playing the edge.
Yeah.
I played edge for all 3 years in high school. I moved into the box my senior year because they asked me to. By the time, probably like 210, 213, they asked me to add a little more weight. I think before my senior season, I'm probably like 230. And I can say it was a great thing for me. I'm kind of glad I did make the change because I feel like I should have been there all along. But don't get me wrong, I love playing the edge now. It's so fast, you don't have to depend on nobody, just you and that one person. But again, I think moving to the inside of the box, it's like the only thing I had to slow down was my game. I had to slow down my mindset also. I had to know everybody's job too. I think that's the tricky part. Without my D linemen, they were successful. I couldn't be successful. So I think that's an early thing I had to learn throughout the process. And really, it was a great process for me. Each thing I did, I sent Coach Jim Nagy a couple game film. Hey, Coach, what things I could have fixed? He told me get lower in your stance, your strike there. I did next game. I did it. I did exactly he told me. It helped me so much actually. And, it's just little things like that. I appreciate Coach Jim Nagy for just staying this whole process with me. And, I think at the time I was committed to North Alabama. Then I think on my birthday, I got a call from Coach Riley. Best news I could ask for. My twin sister, he had the full ride to come here also. He said, hey, he told my mom he kind of make another birthday wish come true. He said, Kristan have a full ride to University of Oklahoma, I think. Best birthday you can ask for, nothing else. But since I've been here, it's been really a blessing. For the games I came from LSU and Michigan, it made it feel like home. Coach greeting me by my name, Coach having a conversation with me, asking me how I'm doing, how my family doing, and that truly means a lot to some athletes. And I just want to really appreciate taking a chance on me to a zero-star kid from Selma, Alabama.
Yeah.
Again, I just want to tell all kids stories I'm going to find you, man. The work and dedication to do, so you feel me. I feel like that's a big part I played in my role.
Can you describe the relationship that you have with Taylor Redd and Jim Nagy and Brent and their faith that they placed in you early in the process, what they meant to you going through this?
Again, mean everything. Just for, I think me, Jim Nagy had a couple of tips sometimes, just texting some night, just talking about my whole process. And I really just want to appreciate him just giving a chance like me, giving a kid a chance like me. Like, not too many get this type of opportunity. And like, I just really want to appreciate him for saying something for Coach V. He told me some night, him and Coach V just watching the film and just, hey, you can't pass up on this type of talent. And I really appreciate it for them saying that.
It's been like kind of acclimating yourself to Norman and working with Coach Witt.
It's been pretty smooth. It's been a lot smoother than I thought it was going to be. Moving away. Luckily, I'm not that far, a couple hours, but it's always going to be a little weird coming to a new place. It's a new chapter of my life, but it's been as smooth as I think it could be. Just the whole coaching staff and the whole rest of the staff does a great job about making you feel like this is really a home and the place you chose, and it shows nothing like your visits, and nothing changes from when you get here. It's exactly what they show you and exactly what you get.
What do you want to get out of the spring here? And will you be able to do much? And is it more mental?
I think definitely it's more mental. I don't think I'm going to be cleared for the spring, but definitely in the summer I will be. So my goal right now is to just mentally be prepared for when an opportunity comes, because when I get that, I don't want anything to hold me back besides me being ready. Right now my knee is the only thing that I have. So my goal right now is just learn the playbook and get everything down.
Kind of nice too that you can learn, you can kind of get mentored by some of the guys that are coming in that have played a bunch of SEC football already.
No, yeah, it's definitely my room is surrounded by a bunch of guys that played a lot of football. Especially Jason Witten too. He's played a lot. So it's definitely been a blessing. Just be a sponge, kind of learn everything they say, and they know a lot more than I do about this league. So it's definitely good.
What was the reaction when you found out that Jason Witten could be your tight end coach?
It was pretty surreal. I'm a group Cowboys fan, so it's definitely a blessing. Hall of Famer as a coach, can't go wrong with that. So it's been good. Like I said, just being a sponge, he knows a lot of ball. So just anything he says, just take it.
I hear he gets in the drills with you guys.
What was that?
He gets in drills with you guys.
Oh no, yeah, he doesn't get in drills as much as like doing them, but he's not afraid to show you how to do it. If you're doing it wrong, he'll go ahead and do it for you and show you how to do it. And it's kind of crazy watching, knowing that that's Jason Witten. Oh my gosh, but it's cool.
Growing up in the DFW area, did you know Bowe very much?
Yeah, he's probably about 20-minute drive from me, right across 380, and we met each other at a couple events and stuff, and then just coming here, we got to know each other a little bit more, and I've been to a couple of his games, he's been to mine. We stayed in touch kind of our senior year. We kind of got to meet each other a lot better, and then now that we're here, we're good buddies. So it's been good.
Do you know Marvin any?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I've seen him around here a couple times. I've got the chance to have some conversation with him and stuff, and him being from Lone Star, it's he goes back home a lot too, and he's a super awesome guy. And I text him. We text a couple times, but it's been good.
Did your dad give you advice on living in Norman? Like, Dad, you were here a long time ago.
Yeah, I think he likes to live his dream through me a little bit. I think it makes him happy, me being here every time he comes here. It kind of brings him back. So no, he knows a lot too about this place, and he has all the advice that I need.
Is it kind of cool though, just being a legacy at Oklahoma?
Yeah, no, it's definitely. At first, that wasn't. I didn't want to so much like fall into those steps, but I came here and like. It was hard not to, It was just, it's so awesome here, and it wasn't necessarily because he came here. It was just this place, It kind of attracted me. But now that I'm here and I've made the decision, I think it's super cool that we're having a little legacy. I got a little brother, so hopefully he'll end up here too.
How nice is it to come in with Ruxer, just to have a guy with you in the class. You guys can kind of go through all this together.
It's been good. I think it's really good that we can both go through all the things that suck together, all the hard times and everything, and we can lean on each other and we can learn together. When he knows something that I don't, I know something that he doesn't, we're able to come together and kind of get our own thing going. It's pretty good.
It's a good team, good brotherhood. And it's just been it's been a smooth transition. Like all the coaches, like they really helped me. You know, new coach Lamar Morgan, he really cool. So he been helping me all the plays, everything. It's been a smooth transition. So
I'll ask you about him, Coach Morgan. Just the first few weeks he's been here, what's stood out to you about him?
What's really just stood out to me about him is he's really just like, he has a lot of knowledge about the game. He has a lot of experience. And so he's using that to help us, which is like really important. And I think his experience is really important. And just like all his knowledge, he knows like he's already picking up he just got here and he already know all the plays. He's teaching us the plays, like, and then when we get on the field, he's technical about everything. So, I mean, it's just been a really good experience.
I'm sure you've seen the last few years here, they've had 2 freshman All-Americans in Eli and Cortland. Just how do you take that and kind of know that there is early opportunity if you put the work in this defense?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're definitely examples of, you know, early, you know, they both played as freshmen All-American, and that's also one of the reasons why I came here, because they do play young guys and they do give the young guys an opportunity, which I think is really important. And I think just like they've been helping me a lot as well through this process and helping me get to where I need to be at and just make me a better player on and off the field. So it's just been a good experience with that too.
What are your first impressions with Eli and Cortland and just how they've kind of taken you under their wing in these first few weeks?
Yeah, both of them are really smart, which I think is important, which they had to be, you know, to get on the field early. You know, you got to learn all the playbook. You got to you gotta have discipline, be attention to detail, all of that. So that was really my first impression when I first got to them. I was like, they are really locked in. Like you could see, like just with their character, how they carry themselves, everything they do. Like that's why they got on the field so early. And so I'm, you know, take it after that and just trying to do the same thing to get on the field.
How are some of the other relationships in that corner room growing? Guys like Jacoby Johnson, maybe even Dakoda Fields is another new guy. How are some of the other guys in that room been to get to know so far?
It's been really good. I feel like our corners room is like the closest room on the team, the closest position group. Like we all hang out, we all talk, we got a group chat. Like we're all really close. Like even though we all competing for the same spot, we all on the same team, we all making each other better. So I think it's just been a really good experience with the brotherhood, because it's just like, I think that's just really important because we all lifting each other up. No one.
That's what I'm saying. Like I really feel it's just an unspoken animosity we have towards something, and that's the game of football.
What have you learned about being a defensive lineman in this system? I mean, obviously we have no spring ball yet, so
Right.
I get that it's early days. But what do you know so far about what you're about to get into?
I know we're going to be attacking a lot, so we're always going to be on go.
Yeah.
So I just can't wait for that opportunity to just let the dog off the leash.
What about the guys you're going to play with? I mean, this defensive line is, it's a solid group. What's your sense just about those guys and what you can bring to that group?
I can't wait to play with these guys because just even outside of football, we just well connected. Like it's a real brotherhood. So when we got the pads on, and I know it's just us going to war versus the other team and our opponent, and I just can't wait to do that with my brothers.
What's going on, man? How much did Todd Bates' just track record make it an easy decision to come here and try to play for him?
It made the decision very easy for me. So I want to say it wasn't really much question behind it.
What do you feel like you've learned throughout your just college career of how to know what you want, what you're looking for, and how to select that in the portal process?
Really, you just gotta ask those questions to yourself and then write them down. And I would say it's kind of like going into an interview, but we're both interviewing each other. So I'm gonna ask my questions, you're gonna ask your questions, and by the way you answer yours and by the way I answer mine, we're gonna find a liking to each other. And that was perfect.
Oklahoma lined up with what you had written down.
That was perfect. Yeah. Everything all my questions were answered, even when I didn't have to ask them. So I find that very wonderful.
Coach Venables talked about you sitting down, and for him just in general, you see multiple schools, he's always going to want to dive into this, that, and the other. What about you, that conversation with him, feel like you guys connected pretty quickly to get to a point where everyone was happy with moving forward?
Well, we connected because, like I told her, we're very like-minded people when it comes to the game of football. And so I just I drifted towards that, and I seen what he was putting down, and we also all had a vision. We came to a conclusion.
Jenny mentioned the other guys in the room. Just how have you kind of fit in with them? In particular, David and Jayden, obviously those guys who were such big parts of this thing last year. How have you kind of fit in with them?
Well, I fit in well because they're very embracive. You know, they embrace me like a brother. So it felt like I've been here for years, and this is just like my 3rd month out here. So it's just, I love it.
Yeah. Coach Venables mentioned you kind of almost in a Grayson Holton role from what he did from last year. Is that a guy that you look at saying, like, I can replicate that here? Is that individual, like him specifically, is that someone you've kind of looked at?
Well, I've seen his game, and I like the way he plays, so I feel like I could do that and more into my game.
Sure. Yeah. I feel like it clicked for you last year as far as having I'm sure it's stuff that you've seen behind the scenes and believed you could do, but what do you think made that happen to have a massive kind of breakout like that?
On the field?
Yeah.
It was really just like, it became to a 1-2, you know. It was, I had to stop questioning myself. You just got to go out there and play football. The mistakes you made, you just got to next play and then make a better play. So it's really just what I got into.
Transition easy, and it's something I actually look forward to. So,
what's been your favorite part about just learning from Coach Dryling so far?
I would say, like, his learning style, like the way he teaches. I understand the way, like he can talk to 3 different people that learn 3 different ways, and he can help all 3 of those people understand in different ways. And I would say that's something that is a big deal for him. Like, if you can get every linebacker on the same term and group, and it just makes everything easier to communicate.
I know you've probably been asked this already, but your dad being a former Navy SEAL, your mom and your sister in swimming, like, how has your family and your upbringing prepared you to make this transition?
I would say it's prepared me, like, in every way possible. I've been through a lot of adversity, and I've been through a lot of moves and all that other stuff, but I would say for sure it built me as a person, and I wouldn't be here without my dad, my mom, or my sisters, and my whole family is just super competitive. So like, we have a nature to us that just wants more and more and more, and I would say it applies in every aspect of my life, like swimming wise, even just playing a deck of cards in my family, we get at it at the table.
What's it like having a Navy SEAL as a dad, and what's the number one thing you've learned from him over the years?
One thing that I've definitely learned about my dad is just be who you are all the time, and like, people are gonna, like, so one thing that my dad used to talk about was like mental toughness and physical toughness, but there's a part to like your toughness where you become, it's not like a shell, like you just have to be you. And I would say learning from him, watching how he treats everyone and shows everyone, especially with his experiences that he's been through, has really been an eye-opener.
And then your mom being a former collegiate athlete and also being your mom, I mean, how has she helped you?
They both swim at Minnesota, so it's cool hearing the stories from them about swimming. What was the question again? Sorry?
How has she impacted your progression as an athlete and a person?
My mom is the best. She's impacted me emotionally, mentally. Like, she helps me when I don't know what's going on, or if I'm stressed, I can call her, and just because I can relate to her because she's a college athlete, I feel like it's easier to talk to her and just have a genuine conversation instead of to somebody else that hasn't played college sports. It's really kind of harder to relate to. I would say it's fun and it's nice to have.
The most competitive member of the family.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna take the credit, but I'm gonna say my little brother, Cole. He's a dog.
Why?
See him in a couple of years. Why?
Why? Yeah.
Why? Because he just wants to be just like me, my sister, my dad, my mom, and he just wants to be the best. And he sees all different how I did it, how my sister did it, how my parents did it, and now he's doing it his way. Yeah, he's good.
So he's gonna be in Oklahoma here pretty soon, as well.
He's going to join me.
Okay.
What's the process like here over the next couple of weeks, getting onto the field, obviously, but with so many of the linebackers and the opportunity with the depth situation Oklahoma has?
Can you re-explain that question?
Just in terms of the next couple of weeks, getting your feet wet, getting out on the practice field versus are you mentally preparing like you want to play next year, or is it something that you just take day to day?
No, I'm really just a day-to-day player right now. I'm learning from like James Nesta is a great role model for me, and Taylor Heim. I really just have been learning from them, and the amount that I've learned just being here this amount of time, it's like wow. But I've definitely learned that I'm just going day by day. I'm just trying to be the best Dane I can be today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna be the best Dane I can be, and that's just how I do it, man.
What was that recruitment like for you? It seemed like it kind of came around pretty quickly to end up in Norman.
Yeah, I would say it started off slower, but towards the end of or the middle of my senior season, I started getting a little bit more looks and more offers, and I'd say Oklahoma came around, and so did Vanderbilt, and I'm so glad to be here at Oklahoma and Norman. It's a dream, man.
An SEC school start calling, does that give you even more confidence, or how did you take that?
I always knew that I can play. I wasn't worried about who was calling me or who was that. I would say I just like the last question, I took that one day by day and really just like kind of wanted to be in the best spot that I could be in as a player, but also like educational wise as well. So
cool.
So when did you know you were going to go to Oklahoma, and why?
Really, like a week before signing day. I had thought about it a lot. I was deciding I couldn't tell you what I was going to pick, and I prayed to God a lot and just wanted to make sure that the decision I was going to make would be the right decision. And so I prayed, and God answered, and I'm here. So I'm glad to be here, man.
And just real quick, like obviously they recruited you hard. Yeah. They pitched you on all this stuff, and now you're here. You're working with Chavis. He's now your position coach. Expectations versus reality now being part of Oklahoma.
I mean, coming in, I knew it was going to be work. I knew it was going to be hard. This is, like they say, it's going to be the hardest thing you'd ever do in your life. And getting to know Coach James more as a coach and as a person, it's been well. It's been good.
What would you say has been some standout moments from that process of getting to know Chavis further as a coach?
I mean, knowing how he coaches, that's a big thing. Knowing how he coaches and him getting to know how you learn as a player, as he tries to adapt to you and how you learn and how you are as a player. So, yeah.
How would you say you learn, and then how do you feel like you're learning, I guess, how you learn as a college player, if that makes sense, with so much new information?
Like how I learn as a person and as a...
Yeah, and a player, yeah.
As a person, I feel like I have to see it and do it. And I think I'm the same as a football player. I have to see, like, I can read the playbook, but I have to go out there and do it and actually walk through it to remember it and start to recall it.
And you feel like Chavis and these guys have worked with you pretty efficiently, and how would you describe what that process looks like? I guess.
We all got the playbook when we got here. We've been doing small installs, but I feel like we try to meet like once or twice a week where we walk through the install together.
Tell me about those defensive ends. What it's been like getting to know the other guys.
Getting to know them, it's been hilarious. Like getting to know them as people, and not just players. Getting to know their character, how they are. It's been great.
Give me a couple of standouts from that group. Maybe guys that are funny or who impressed you.
CJ, he's my locker buddy. He's funny. He's crazy, but he's funny. And then getting to know Danny, Shield Knight, Bergen, getting to know all them, it's been a tremendous time.
How much of you guys and your dynamic is in the locker room versus outside the locker room, and what has that been like?
I mean, most of it is in the locker room. That's where we talk the most. Like,
for sure.
We joke around and stuff. But then outside the locker room, it's like you can see him at school and like you can just talk to him, or if you have any questions about the playbook or about football in general, you can talk to him about that too, and they'll be down to talk to you.
I know you were committed here for a long time. What's now being part of it like been the most enjoyable experience for you?
I said the people, getting to know everybody else in the locker room, not just my position group, but also getting to know everybody else in all the other position groups, on the other side of the ball and on the rest of the D line or in the defense.
I mean, just especially as a young offensive lineman and a guy coming from a place like Colorado, this move to Oklahoma, being a college player now, how has it all gone for you?
It's been good. I mean, it's a bit of an adjustment coming from Colorado. I mean, they're similar, honestly, Oklahoma and Colorado, but just being away from home, being away from the people I love has been a bit of a challenge, but everyone here is super supportive, from the players to the coaches to, everyone here has just been really a good tool to use as
someone to help me get through that change.
Being away from the family, like you mentioned, now you're getting to know other people. Who are some guys maybe that you've kind of leaned on or gotten to know that have made this place kind of feel like home?
A lot of the guys in the O-line room I've leaned on, and you know I've gotten closer with them. But I would say the big one is my roommate Ryder Mix. Love that guy. Same with Bowe Bentley. Bowe's right across the hall from us, so he basically lives with us. I mean, he comes in, hangs out with us, and then he just sleeps in his own bed. But I'd say Bowe and Ryder are the two that I've really made a pretty strong connection with.
Bowe highlighted you as a guy that he's grown really close with and making this move. How would you describe the early relationship between the two of you?
Bowe and I, we're great friends. I mean, love that guy to pieces. I didn't know coming into this, I didn't know who I was going to be, you know, kind of linked with, if you will. But it was pretty obvious, like, first week, I was like, okay, Bowe and Ryder are my guys. So me and Bowe, I mean, great relationship. Obviously, offensive line and quarterback, it's going to have to be great. And I even shouted him out in my commitment posts with Hayes Fawcett. But yeah, me and Bowe are just really close friends, really tight, and I think it's only going to help us on the field as well.
Tell me about the other offensive linemen in that room and some guys that you've gotten to know while being here.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten to know all of them pretty well, but I keep talking about Eddie. I love Eddie. He's a motivator. He's always in my corner, helping me get better. You know, whether it's giving me a random pop quiz question about the playbook or you know, yelling at me to go back in a drill or something in the indoors. So I would say Eddie, and then Heath Ozida as well. Him and I we study the plays quite a bit. So those two guys have both been there for me the whole process, really, of moving from home to here.
What do you feel like is the vision for you here? Tackle, guard, like what timetable? What's kind of your expectation for yourself moving forward?
Honestly, I'm just gonna do whatever they need me to.
Sure.
You know, I feel like I'm versatile enough to bump down and play guard. I played tackle in high school, obviously, but I feel like whatever they need me to do and whatever is the best for the team is what I'm gonna do.
I know that you've probably been asked this 1,000 times. How did you get to Oklahoma? Take me through that process.
Starting with the portal, it was kind of like a wild process, you know.
Yeah.
It was kind of hectic, but I can't even really, like, I can't even really give you too much of a story on how I got here. It's just, I just feel like everything happens for a reason, you know, waiting and calls and things like that. I just feel like everything happens for a reason, and I'm put here for a reason to develop and become the best version of me.
Yeah, so you were a later ad, and coming from EKU, I'm sure there was probably a weight involved, like you mentioned. What was that process like? I mean, I would assume you could tell us the weight and how that went for you.
It was a bit of a wait, you know. Had talks with, you know, different schools here and there, and things happened, but it was very much a long waiting process. That's really all it was at the end of the day. Just waking up, waiting for calls or having calls, and you know, things happen. So just a long waiting process. Yeah. Great.
So EKU, you're in the portal, you're going through that, and Oklahoma calls. What was that moment like, and how did it go from there?
That moment, because I was also admitted to waiting and things like that. So it was just, when I got that call, it was a great opportunity. And, you know, also playing on our coach, Beatable, his development, the things he's been teaching me in the short time I've been here, it's an amazing choice. And then,
yeah, some guys know a lot about Oklahoma football and some guys don't. For you as an offensive lineman, how familiar were you with Oklahoma, Bill Bedenbaugh, and the track record of offensive line play here?
I wasn't too familiar, like, before the conversations and the calls, but after the calls and, you know, doing research, I kind of understood the type of coach Bedenbaugh was and the track record he had.
And can you describe the moment you kind of made the decision of, I'm going to take my career to Oklahoma?
Honestly, my visit when I came up here, just seeing the place, and then having meetings with coaches and hearing how they teach things and their philosophies and things, it kind of sold me.
And how's that offensive line room kind of welcomed you in? What do you think about some of those other guys?
It's amazing. They welcome you with open arms. So
yeah,
very funny. We connect, guys hang out, listen,
it's an amazing place, great room to be in.
Curious, like getting to know some of those teammates, any guys that have really impressed you, maybe away from the game or in workouts and stuff. And I mean, there's a lot of younger guys in that room too.
Yes, sir, definitely. And even the younger guys, like everybody, they come with that attitude, that intent, focus. Like Michael Fasusi, he's one of the most energetic guys I've ever been around.
Yeah.
And, you know, guys like Eddie Pierre, energetic as well too. They just bring you in with them. Like you can't be lazy or slouching when they bring that type of energy. So it just gets everybody pumped up.